Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Paul. In today's video we're going to be checking out the brand new Adventure Kings driving lights. These ones here are the 7-inch. We're going to find out today whether they are actually improving with each generation of lights and whether you are getting value for money. Alright, let's get to it. Now before we get started on the review, I just want to be completely open and honest. As always, 4Drive Supercentre did provide me with these lights. I did not ask for them. After I had so much trouble with my rooftop tent, it took me 2 years to get my warranty. I went through a lot of hassle and they couldn't apologise enough. To make it up to me, they offered to supply me these 7-inch driving lights. They're brand new out so that I could do an exclusive review. But just because they were given to me doesn't mean I'm not going to put them through their paces and do an honest review. I'm going to find out any negatives and pros on these products. To show you just how honest I'm going to be, this is the third set of Adventure Kings driving lights I've had in the past probably 3 years. And I've got to tell you, the first set I ever bought, their original driving lights with the Kings logo across them, were absolutely crap. Worst driving lights I've ever tried. I couldn't wait until these ones here were released with the blue rings around them, the Osram LED lights. These ones here were actually fantastic. They gave me good spread and incredible distance. I was really happy with these, but that first set, definitely not worth the money at all. So hopefully these are a lot better. Now, even though I loved this previous version driving lights, they had their own cons as well. This whole surrounding here is cracked at a few places. Now, I've never had any sort of impact with them or anything like that. It's just purely from sun deteriorating them. They shouldn't do that. The heatsink is pretty good on the back here, but the biggest drawback, these brackets here, they're very low mounted. The steel is very thin. You have one M8 bolt there and a tiny little M4 bolt there. That M4 bolt is absolutely ridiculous. Driving along, no matter how tight you do them up, they're always over vibrations, eventually move down again, and you're constantly trying to readjust these. I'm glad 4Drive Supercentre actually listened to people's feedback this time and implemented that feedback into some of the improvements of these new lights, and it's easy to see where they've improved. I've already talked about how I really didn't like this mounting bracket here. As you can see where it bolts into the light, it's very low, meaning the light is very top heavy, putting even more pressure on that tiny little M4 bolt. Let's see what they've changed in the new one. The new mount now is a lot thicker. It actually comes right to the edge of the light now, so it's a much wider mounting bracket as well. And also they have two M8 bolts now, so they've got rid of the M4 bolt and now have two M8 bolts. That one's your adjuster and that one's your locking one. And you can see now it is level with the center of the light, meaning it's no longer top heavy. The heat sinks on the original driving lights, the fins were straight up and down and they didn't really cover the sides here. The new ones has far more fins and they're in a little X shape at the back of the light there. They cover a lot more of the surface area, so hopefully do a lot better job. I just want to quickly run through some of the key features of the lights before we go and test them out. Now, apparently there's been an increase in the amount of lumens it puts out, so the amount of total light it puts out. From memory, my old ones are around 13,000 lumens, but I can't actually check the specs on that because I've removed off the website. Now, apparently the new ones are at 15,724, which is a lot brighter, and also one lux at 987 meters. Now, compare that to my old ones, which were close to 1,300 meters, so the overall distance has been decreased, but apparently it puts out more light in general. And that's due to, there's 14 spotlights in there now, 14 LED spotlights, and there's 6 spread beams. So like a light bar, covers the sides of the road and you still get your distance. And also the temperature has been changed as well. So the previous ones were more of a light blue color, and now they've changed to just in the orange spectrum, so it's not as strenuous on your eyes for long drives. Now, I'll put the link in the description for these lights, but if you go looking for them on the 4Drive Supercentre website, they call them the Kings Lethal 7-inch driving lights. Now, I wanted to go 9-inch driving lights, I would have got a further distance, but unfortunately, I can't actually fit these on this bull bar. As it was, I already had to cut the spotlight mounts off of here and create new mounts and weld new brackets on, because the mounting system made these lights bigger than the old lights. So I've managed to fit those on the old bull bar. I couldn't do that with these. So now we'll wait till it gets dark and we'll head out and give them a proper test. Right, it's night time now. I hope you appreciate this. It is bloody freezing out here. This first spot I've come to here, I just picked this because it had trees both sides here. So you can see the nice spread and you can see the trees lit up right down the end. So it lights up quite well. But now we're going to go to another road with the big straight stretch, and we'll actually do measurements along the way and see how it actually goes. Before we get started, I just wanted to quickly show you just how crap my headlights are. This is my low beam. That's all I get. Now we'll switch to high beam. Now this is my high beam. I can see as far as that little stump there, and that's about it. These spotlights, I got them off of eBay and they are horrible. And these are the high beam with the spotlights themselves. Now the camera's not showing just how far I can see, of course. The camera doesn't pick up that gum tree 150 metres down that way. But as a comparison, I'll turn on my two light bars now and we'll show you the difference between this and the light bars. Now the light bars on the roof do a great job, but having them on the roof lights up my windscreen, makes it very hard to see out of the windscreen, and also lights up the bonnet. I don't have a professional lux meter. What I've done, I've downloaded an app, a Lux light meter. Now this works off your light sensor on your phone. It's reasonably accurate. If I point it down here, pretty accurately tells you how many lux is pointing into the sensor, which is at the top of the phone here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to walk down in intervals, 50, maybe 100, 500, so on. But I'm also going to do on the road and also off the road to see how much spread we get and what sort of angle, straight from the car here, we actually get the spread. For those of you that don't understand what lux is, you would have seen it every single light markets, how far they get at 1 lux, but not many people know what 1 lux is. 1 lux is if you hold a candle in the dark against the wall 1 metre away, how much it lights up that wall from 1 metre. So 1 lux, 1 candle power, you should be able to just read a piece of paper. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a piece of paper down with me too, write down the 900 and something metres that it says it can get, and we'll confirm that I can still read that piece of paper at 1 lux. You notice I'm all dressed up in my hard yakka stuff. The reason I've done all this is I'm not dressed in black. You won't see me walking on there. I'm going to pretend to be wildlife going across the road. So I want the cameras to be able to pick me up. And this is the closest colour I've got to say a kangaroo or something like that. So doing the best I can. I'm starting level with the car here. I'm on the other side of the car. Now I'm going to walk around in front of the car. It's on 0 lux at the moment, level with the car. Let's see what point we start recording a reading. Starting to walk now. 2 lux right here. Let's go around a bit more. Now we're up to 10. So you can see where the angle starts. Right, we're 50 metres away from the car now, and that's bloody bright to look at. Point the phone straight at the lights. We're at 610 lux at the moment at 50 metres. Now I'll go to the side and see if it changes. It's definitely dropped over here. We're about 5 lux at the moment. I could still easily read from this. Right, let's test now. If you would see a kangaroo jumping from the side of the road in front of you at 50 metres. Here we go. So we know 50 metres is great. You get plenty of spread. You can see me coming across the road the whole time. Now we'll walk down to 200 metres and do it again. I'm now at the 200 metre mark. You can still clearly see me. It's bright as day here still. We're at 14 lux as well. So I'll test the side one more time. 100 metres is probably not worth testing the sides of the road. We'll just do the middle of the road from now on. Hopping across the road at 200 metres away. Here we go. Oh, my back. Oh, I'm getting too old for this. Oh. We are now at 500 metres. Let's still see the Skippy crossing the road. Oh. We're at the stage now at the 500 metre mark where this meter isn't even picking up any lux at all. So I'm not going to use this anymore as a meter, but I haven't changed the camera settings. All the camera settings are still the same. You can still clearly see me in the camera. I'll lock these settings in and we'll keep going down until you can't see me anymore. And when we reach that 900 and something meters, we'll then get the piece of paper out and see if I can still read that piece of paper at that distance. I'm now at 750 meters. How am I looking on camera? Can you still see me clearly? Still haven't changed those settings. Now we'll jump across the road, see if you can see me. That's it, specs say 987 meters. I went to an even 1 kilometre. If you wondered how I worked it out, I'm using Google Maps, just set it to 1 kilometre. Now, let's, for the test, got a piece of paper here, see if it's still, look at that. You can clearly still read that at 1 kilometre. So they're not lying with the 1 lux. There's a tree another 200 metres down, a big gum tree. I can still clearly see that lit up. So these lights are bloody brilliant. Well, I'm finally back. Buggered, I'm so unfit, as you all know. Now, what do you think? It's worth noting there's no moon tonight, so I didn't rely on any moonlight. That 1 light you can see way in the distance, that's about 2 kilometres away. That's just a school zone down there, so it doesn't affect any of the distance that I did then. These lights go for, at the moment today, $169 delivered on the website. So I think they're great value for what they are. They're not a premium light. If you want premium products that are going to last you absolute years, never have a problem, then if you can afford it, go Lightforce or any other top brand. But if you just want something that's going to get you out there, still have great distance. Like I said, that first pair I had was absolutely crap, wouldn't recommend them. The blue Osram ones were, and these are even better. So they're improving over time. They're getting better and better, which I like. So I've tried to do the best I can in this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you've got any more questions, don't hesitate to leave a comment. I'm always happy to answer. If you've liked the video and the effort I've gone to for you, leave a like. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I do this every week for you guys. Everything is for use, and it really helps support my channel. But thanks for watching the video, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers!